centuries. Donald Trump has recently been hinting, probably this shouldn't be taken too seriously, about an American annexation of Greenland. Germany, France, and other European countries are saying that this is absolutely unacceptable, that if the United States takes action against Greenland, then the European provisions for mutual defence within the European Union kick in, and France and Germany and all of the other countries will resist this action by the United States in Greenland. By the way, and in parentheses, France and Germany saying that further buries the theory promoted even by people like Putin that the European Union is simply an economic bloc. Others in Russia, like Medvedev and Lavrov, have been saying that the European Union is actually a geopolitical bloc with an increasing security dimension. The latest statements about Greenland by the French and the Germans appear to confirm that, and that is not going to be ignored in Moscow, and it might have an effect on any future discussions about the Russians continuing to support Ukraine's bid for membership of the EU. Just saying. But anyway, let's go back to what the French and the Germans are saying about resisting the Americans on behalf of Denmark in Greenland. It is completely absurd. It is absurd at multiple levels. Were such a thing to be done, it would of course be the end of NATO. And as I've discussed in many...
You see, that's a point right there. Let me turn it back.
It is absurd at multiple levels. Were such a thing to be done, it would of course be the end of NATO. And as I've discussed in many programs, as Alex Christoforou and I have also discussed in many programs, a situation where there was a military confrontation between Germany and France and the United States leading to the collapse of NATO is the diametric opposite of what the Europeans want at the present time. They want to preserve NATO and they want to keep the United States in Europe. But put that all aside. In military terms, this is an absurd bluff. Let's start with Denmark. Apparently there's all of 75 soldiers, Danish soldiers, in Greenland at any one point in time. Maybe following these comments from Trump, the Danes have sent more troops.
So you see that, man. The more shy Hashim is moving certain chess pieces to where is pitting the European Union against America, man, militarily. See, and as you have seen for the past like 70 years, man, Europe have been an American colony, like other country, South Korea, Japan, Canada, and a lot of other country, man, in which that's coming to an end, man. That's coming to an end. So that bring me to the book of Revelation 17 and verse 16. It read, and the 10 horn which is also upon the beast, this shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. All praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kaha Kwadash, and Abhana Selda, and the apostles of the 20 son who do well. A peace, blessing, and salutation to Joachim who are pushing these truths to the four winds of the heaven, being at the forefront of the spiritual war, to make sure Jerusalem is established as a praise here on earth again, as in the days of old. So, going back to Houthi, Alexander, McCorris was saying, man, and he is a great analyst, man. He's a great analyst, and this is the second time he's saying this, that this will mark the end of NATO. And in the previous session, in which I wanted to do a comment on that, and the spirit couldn't let me, but Moshe provided an opportunity to put my 2 cents in, man. And the previous lesson, he was going to how the Trump administration, they wanna projecting the American power not in the way it was done in the past. In the way it was done in the past, America used to project power by making the European Union as it is colony, man. It is pound, so to speak. But in the emerging multipolar world where Russia, it seems like they're going to win in the war in Ukraine, and Russia will establish itself as a superpower. We have China. China already have surpassed America as in the what we call the production capacity, man. The import, the exportation of different manufactured goods out of there in China. Basically, China have become a manufacturing country like America before World War II, in which after World War II it turned into a consumer economy. Actually, from the manufacturing economy to a consumer economy, and that seat got taken by China during the time of President Nixon. They moved the manufacturing base from America to China, in which they thought China could be a good place where they can have all of this cheap labor. You know how mob work, man. And that it didn't end well with them, man. So the Trump administration, actually, and considering Trump is a capitalist, man, he's a die-hard capitalist. He see all of this, so he wanna build what he calls the American fortress. We're going back to the Monroe Doctrine, but this one is like a Monroe Doctrine on steroid. And the Monroe Doctrine, she's the European nation were not supposed to place any military base or military presence on the far western hemisphere. I'm talking about the North, Central, and South America, man. That's what the Monroe Doctrine was all about, man, because back in the days, you had like 3 powers. You have the American, you have the European Union, and you have the Russian, man. So they have to establish that, because after World War II, America it became the superpower, taking over Great Britain. And how does a superpower project itself as a superpower, man? By controlling all the maritime activities, man. And the American did that through what he calls the aircraft carriers, man. That's how the American empire projected a global dominance, man. These aircraft carriers is all over the world, and these great waters, they are guarding and protecting what he calls the free international waters, man. So right now, the emergence of the multipolar world is against the way America used to rule back then. That brings me to another point. That's why Trump proposed to take on Greenland, Canada, Mexico, and the Panama Canal. And if you take the Panama Canal, it's like taking the Panama country itself, man. It's not even a country, man. You see? So they want to build this American fortress, man. You see? And that is in terms of security, in terms of the economy, man. So the European Union is seeing that they sense the end of NATO. That in itself, even without America going to war with the European Union, that in itself, it is barely the end of NATO, man, because if you have a stick and you are not using that stick, it will become useless. And that's why you have the law of use and the disuse. You see, you have the law of use and the disuse, man. You see, Salakia. Salakia, man, Salakia. And that's why you have something known as the law of use and the disuse. You see, the European Union will become of no use to America, and Germany and the French and these big powers in the European Union, they sense that, man. See? And that's where Revelation 17 and 16, it will come as a ten horn, which is also upon the beast. This shall hate the whole. How? Because of it is international policy, man. How they will handle the ten horn. The ten horn won't like that. So Europe will have to lean on the East. And as we know it geographically, Europe is Western Asia, man. Europe is Western Asia. And there is a prominent politician in Denmark. After Trump said they will take on Greenland, he said we will look for help from Russia. And the European Union could not, they didn't condemn that statement. You see? And going back to the manufacturing power China have, I was speaking about it. Europe right now, it reached to a point where they can't live without China, because everything in Europe, the supplies, their supply chain, everything, they depend from China. For example, the chip industry, you can't function without these chips, man, in which they are used to make this different technological device, man. Everything you have in your home, everywhere at your job, it depends on that chip industry. That goes into your semiconductors, your transistor. You see? So all hell will break loose very soon, man. And starting with the apostles, man, we have been saying this, man. We can't stress that enough, man, for you to understand. Obadiah 1:7, all the men of the confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding him. You see? You see? That was going to hurt. That was going to America. And I was going to the same precept on the last camp. This is Isaiah 14, man. Started with so that is all shall take up with this parable, this proverb, the same thing against the king of Babylon, and say how the oppressor sees and the golden city, or the golden city, that's America. The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, man. So this is the end of this Edomite empire is coming, man. He who smote the people in last shall continue stroke. How did this was going to it was talking about the elite, and how did the elite project its powers? That goes back into their three power structure. You have the military, which is America. You have the philosophical part, or the religious part, which is the Vatican. You have the financial part, which is London, man. And all of these three power structure being broken, man. Is that he rules the nation in Yang is persecuted in none hinders. So the people are persecuted through it is military, through it is financial, this different sanction, this different. Usually, a lot of nation are in debt, man. The whole way she at lesson is quiet, the break falls into singing. She, verse 11, the pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of the revival, the womb is spread and dancing, and the womb covers, man. So we are witnessing the decay of an empire, man, the end of America leadership and the end of NATO as you know it. So we are living some interesting time, man, to put it in a simple way, man. I hope we are edified on to the next and shalom.